Hey guys, Richie here from LW Hobbies and welcome back to a bench update from a very hot, humid, thunderstorms and lightning central Virginia here in the US. Yeah, not the best of weather right now. I don't really enjoy August here, but the springs and falls always a lot better for me. But anyway, we're not here to talk about weather, we're here to talk about the SU-33, which I finally finished. Whew. It's 14 parts long in the end. I got pretty far along with the build, and then last couple of days I was like, you know what, I just need to get this thing finished off my bench and moved on to other projects. So a lot of it I didn't film the last few sections, like painting the exhaust nozzles, putting the wings on, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty straightforward. I've covered it in other videos, so I kind of really just kind of threw the thing together to get it finished and kind of moved on in my life. Empty, no weapons. Again, I just didn't want to drain my mojo anymore on this kit. I wanted to move along. So all these beautiful weapons, slide molders, still in the boxes. I'll keep them for other future flanker or Russian builds I do, you know, on the channel. So not to waste, or maybe some point I might pick them up and put them on here. But it's all folded up, store configuration. So I guess no weapons is kind of cool. I just felt having to like work through all these, paint them all up and decal them all and stuff. I just didn't have it in me to do it, to be honest with you. So I did get it finished. Not the best work I've ever done, but it's finished nonetheless. One glaring error is the speed brake. I somehow painted green when it should be red. But other than that, it's pretty okay. There's a few little fingerprint marks and glue marks and stuff here and there. But it's not, again, not my best work, but it's finished. And I did what I set out to do, was complete the model, and I did that. Pretty kind of cool that I'm one of only a few people I think have actually completed this kit already. It came out, what, early this year? And I've been working on this for about 4 or 5 months. Didn't enjoy it at all, as you know. Just not my kind of kit. I just don't like so much over engineering and detail and stuff. I just like to get projects through and see progress and moved along. I don't like spending, you know, days on one little part. It's just not my kind of interest or my hobby. So much so that it actually took all the mojo out of the hobby for me, and I just, for a couple of months, I couldn't build any aircraft at all. I just done. I just couldn't sit at the bench and do any different projects or any new kits. It just sapped it out of me, and I just didn't enjoy it at all. Not to say it isn't a good kit, but it's certainly not the best kit. So let's kind of run through a few things on this. So what I'll do is I'll put a video up to kind of walk around, so you can see a little closer up how it kind of turned out. So positive, I kind of mentioned this in I just filmed the final reveal video, part 14, which I've got probably in October time. And I kind of repeat what I said there. And for value for money, I think it's actually a great kit. $100. You get a lot of plastic and a lot of parts in this. If you're into tiny details, and again, the analogy I use is the battleships. If you're into the big battleships with little tiny photo etching parts, this is right up your street. You're gonna love it. The parts are tiny, 65 parts in nose gear. God knows how many hundreds of parts in this. So value for money wise is actually pretty good. $100 and you get a lot of plastic, a lot of work going into this. In terms of manpower hours, the F-16 Tamiya 32nd scale kit, that's my biggest ever kind of project in terms of manpower hours, and that took me a long time, a few months to build that, and a lot, like the weapons alone took like a couple of weeks, like full-time work. This is probably double what the Tamiya F-16 was in terms of hours to build. On top of that, having to film it, edit it, that adds like 3 or 4 times longer. That's why towards the end, that's why a lot of these smaller parts, I didn't film it. I just need to get the thing finished and moved on, the seats and all the rest of the stuff. So we're done. So again, great value for money, I think. Plus, you know, these weapons alone, if you go to like Meng or some of the other AMK, those kind of people, you're looking like 30, 40 bucks just for these kind of weapons. So again, it's not a bad value. The build, certainly not for a beginner. The instructions weren't great at all. 53 pages. The way the graphics were very cluttered, a lot of like color call outs which kind of skew things. The angles weren't very good, very ambiguous where stuff goes. Also with instructions, typos, missing parts, wasn't easy to follow at all. I tried to kind of, throughout the 14 parts, kind of highlight as I found these problems. One glaring one, I looked through these instructions so many times, and the strut from the main nose gear right here, that just wasn't in there at all. Didn't show the part, didn't show you add it, it just suddenly appeared. And also the stabilizers at the back here, again, they weren't in the instructions at all. So the instructions weren't the greatest. The color call outs, there were errors. I think that's why we got the correction sheet, which again was just printed on a piece of like inkjet white paper. But at least it was in color. A few typos here and there. The quality of the kit, overall good, but not excellent, not Tamiya quality by any means. The detail was good, but the There were ejection pin marks all over the place that take care of in strange parts like intakes and just a lot of weird places. So that engineering wasn't great. The way the sprues were laid out, the parts on the sprues was kind of annoying. There's so much plastic in the kit, and it had you bouncing around like all these different sprues, which I hate throughout the build. Like at one page, you have like 5 different sprues you bounce around, like K, L, D, F, like all over the place. They could put a little bit more thought on the layout, I think, for next time. I know they're a new manufacturer, although I think maybe the Great Wall Hobby's kind of in disguise because it seems very similar kind of plastic and stuff. I'm not sure they're part of the engineering or design team, but they can just definitely moving forward do better job of the layout of the sprues. Like make it a little bit more enjoyable for the builder, where you can like maybe if you're working a certain component, put it all on one sprue again rather than be flipping back between 10 million different things. Also over-engineered like excessively. Like some of the small parts were broken up into like minuscule, minute, tiny little parts, and they just didn't need to be like that broken down. Like you didn't need 65 parts for a nose wheel. You could have done it maybe in 15 or 20. I think they just did it to get the part count up or whatever reason, but just way too many little tiny small parts were unneeded. Over-engineered the build, made it way more complicated and just less enjoyable for me as a person. Not that I don't have the skill necessary to do it, it's just I don't enjoy sitting there for 3 hours on a Saturday afternoon putting through 65 mini parts on a nose gear. That's just not my idea of fun. For some people it is, and that's your thing, cool, fair play to you. What else? The wings, the way they fit was actually pretty terrible, to be honest with you. So what I did was I just got my super glue, ran a huge bead down, and just slapped it on, held it in place and let it dry. It looks okay, but with the photo etch and stuff, there's no way in hell that thing was going to click into place and fit perfectly. Also, I'm a little conflicted. So I've done this all folded up, but then the flanker family is such a beautiful, graceful bird with such like nice lines. Now folding it all up, it just takes away that aesthetics of the aircraft. So I don't know. I kind of think I like it unfolded and you can actually see the lines of the aircraft, but nevertheless, it kind of matches my Meng Hornet I built earlier this year, so I got 2 folded up carrier jets, I guess. Yeah, there we go. It definitely wasn't a fun one for me, but good value for money. It's not, people on the internet throw out all these things, like look in a box and look at the plastic and think, oh, it's the best kit ever made. Build it, and then you can review it. And like I say, I've spent many hours on this thing over the past 4 or 5 months, and know it pretty intricately, and it's certainly not the best kit ever made. And it's most parts in the kit, probably excessive over-engineering the kit for sure, but just the way the way it's designed and the way it goes together. The main fuselage didn't go together well at all. Huge gaps in the tail back here that needed a whole major filling and stuff. Again, some of this is probably my own engineering and stuff and make my own doing, but again, it just wasn't a straightforward build at all. But we're done, so that's it. So we're done. I'm glad it's done. Move on with my life. It's been sat there over there the other side of the room for like 4 months now, and every time I just like roll my eyes. I didn't want to work on it, but I forced my way through it. I committed to you guys to do a video build, and that's what I did, and I finished it. So what more can I ask for? So SU-23, SU-27, SU-33 done. Moving forward, would I build another one? Of course not. If I was going to build an SU-33, I'd definitely build a kinetic one. Just for me, it'd be a better, more enjoyable build. Less detail for sure, but when you stand 2 foot away from it, look at the shelf, it's going to look exactly the same probably. So kinetic one, I'd go for flanker family. I definitely enjoyed the Hobby Boss SU-27 way more than this kit too. That was a fantastic kit. Again, more simplified, different kind of genre of kit, but just again when it's on sat on the shelf, it looks very impressive, and it was really nicely fitted, really good kit. I know Great Wall Hobbies have brought out a bunch of flankers too. I think their kit will be really nice. I've got the Great Wall Hobby SU-35, which looks great. Again, very simplified, just maybe 4 or 5 sprues, which is just more down my alley. I'm such a busy life. I work full time. I'm a single father. I have other hobbies too, video cinematography, that kind of thing. So when it comes to this, I don't really have time to sit and spend 40 hours building a wheel or one part. I need to get things moving along a little bit quicker. Just the way my lifestyle is and what I enjoy in a hobby. But again, if it's your thing, then sure. If you like the small intricate parts and you want to spend months or a year in one project, then probably this one. Although if it was me and I was going to do another one, I'd probably wait for the next version with the ground weapons, because this is the air-to-air weapons. I think the ground weapons are a little bit more chunkier and more interesting, I think. So maybe the second version might be a little bit better for me. But anyway, done. So I want to get this video filmed because this thing is so fragile. I don't want to move it around much. It's going to crumble, and if it crumbles, it's just going to go in the bin. I'm not going to spend any time fixing it at this stage. So I got my photos taken from final reveal, all that kind of stuff. I did find the easiest way to move this thing around is really just to hold the nose and the tube and hold it at the back with the two exhausts and move it around that way. Because there's so many little parts kind of sticking out and all over the place. It's just real. This is just waiting to kind of crumble into pieces. Very, very fragile in this configuration. No, I should mention, I forgot the nose weight. I just got away with it. It's sitting just nicely, but any more, maybe like a few grams or ounces of pressure on the back, that thing's flipping up. But it's sitting nicely, no problem at all. But just got away with it. I forgot the nose weight, but yeah, I got away. So safe. All right, that's 10 minutes talking about this guy, which I don't want to talk about anymore. We're done, moved on. So let's talk about what else I've been working on. So last video we talked about, I got some Warhammer stuff, some Blood Bowl ogres and stuff. You know what, I painted an ogre and I found, you know what, it wasn't for me. I didn't enjoy it. So that's done. Not a waste at all. My kids absolutely love these things. So they've been busy building and painting them, and it's a great little thing for them to get in the hobby and get away from the TV and the PlayStation and work actually doing some modeling stuff. So they like it. For me, it's not that kind of thing, but I must admit I painted it and it didn't turn out so bad. My first ever painted miniature, which I'm not that embarrassed to show it, but I don't know if you can see it, but that's the ogre I painted. Again, for a first ever attempt for a miniature, I don't think it's that bad. It's just I didn't really particularly enjoy it that much compared to like building, you know, aircraft and stuff. So that's that guy. And then the other thing I've been working on is a civil airliner. So last couple of weeks I got really back into civil aviation. I watched a lot of Big Jet TV, Sam Chewy, those kind of channels on YouTube, which are amazing footage. And it really got my interest back for civil aviation. And then those of you guys who know that the channel actually started with civil aviation back in the day. Back, you know, when I started this channel, what, 8 years ago, whatever it was, civil aviation. If you go back, cringeworthy videos, you'll see me like a lot of flights in and out of American airports, landings and takeoffs and stuff like that. That's how this channel started, and then it evolved into my personal modeling channel. So I do have a big, huge passion for civil aviation. I just really got the taste to get back into it after with some military stuff. So I've been working on the beautiful Zvezda 737-800 kit. So if you guys haven't seen the Zvezda or built a Zvezda airline, they're beautiful. They just go together so well. Just nice, simple, easy builds. So I've been working on the 737-800, and I've been doing an American Airlines, the polished metal kind of look from like, I don't know, what, 90s, early 2000s. So I'll put a picture up if I remember to show you kind of what I'm working on. And I'm actually filming this as an upcoming video build series. So I think it's gonna be 5 or 6 parts. So I'll show you in a minute, but I'm pretty much done. All I'm doing now is wait for the decals to arrive from Russia, from Paz. And then once I got the decals, I can decal it and we're pretty much done. So I built the engines, I built all the landing gear, I built the main fuselage, the wings, painted everything. So let me kind of show you where I'm at with this. So just bear in mind, this fit is so good. The actual fuselage is separate from the wings. I just placed it on top just to kind of show you guys. So that's why there's a huge gap. But once it slots in place, it's completely seamless. But there you go. That's the. It turned out really nice so far. I got a really nice metal look. I used AK Extreme metals, polished aluminum, and then dark aluminum as some kind of post shading to give it a little bit of effect because it was too shiny and the way it was. And as you guys know, I like to do a lot of weathering. So it's painted. Waiting. As I said, it's just an amazing fit. See, this comes apart, so I can decal it separately, and at the end I'll just bring it all together. But yeah, it's just really enjoyable so far. So I've got to weather up all the wings and all the power lines and stuff, but we'll get decals first. But there you go, that's the American Airlines 737-800, nice, beautiful polished aluminum. Once you've got those stripes down the side and the windows and all the markings and stuff, it's really going to pop, I think. So really kind of happy how it turned out, and well, turning out so far. So fingers crossed the decals are going to work good, and we'll get this one finished. But so I've been working, that's what I've been working on pretty much since the last 3 weeks since I last did a video update. So those 3 projects, definitely got some more civil aviation coming up. I'm going to start on Tuesday. I get a shipment of some more Zvezda Airlines, and includes a 787-9. And I'm going to do one in, I think, I've got decals for Virgin Atlantic on order, and also ANA and the R2D2 livery. So I'll put a picture up now if I remember as well for the R2D2 livery. So I think that looked really cool. And so I get a kit on Tuesday, and I might do that as a video build as well. If you guys are interested, put a comment below, let me know if you're interested. I do really like the Virgin Atlantic scheme, like nice pearlescent kind of light grey and metallic red on the Dreamliner. I think the R2-D2 Star Wars is going to be pretty kind of awesome because it checks the boxes for my sci-fi Star Wars and also for my airliner. So that might be an upcoming video build series too, if you guys are interested. Like I say, that arrives on Tuesday, and I get straight stuck in with that one and get working on it. But yeah, that's pretty much it from what I've been working on. So how about what I've been received in the mail? So I've not received tons of stuff, just a few things. Actually got a lot of stuff on order. So I sold my C-17 Rebel kit for a pretty good price, to be honest with you. I didn't really have much interest in building it. It didn't look that great. So I sold it, and it actually funded about 6 or 7 Zvezda airliner kits. If you go to StaleHobbyist.com, the Zvezda airline kits go for about 25 bucks. Even the 787 is like under $30. And you know, it's a pretty good size. So it's a really good value for money. One thing I should mention too is, before I forget, if you're in the US, Tamiya LP lacquer paints, which you see me use, are now available. Scale Hobbyist, Sprue Brothers, all the usual suspects have them. I reached out to Scale Hobbyist because they have LP 1 to 15. And what he told me was that Tamiya USA are releasing them in batches because they have the special label and get special licensing and stuff for them, or whatever, some kind of special like government kind of thing because they're lacquer paints, and you know how it is in California, regulations and stuff. So the first 15 are out, which includes LP9, which is amazing, gloss clear, which I always use. So if you're in the US, you get 1 to 15, and then he told me, at Scale Hobbyist, the guy told me to get the rest, that's like number 40 something, you're looking around that October time in the US. So October 2021, we should have pretty much through 40 range. So if you want like more of the colors, I think it goes up about 60 maybe. So pretty much by the end of this year, you have them all available. But for now, for sure, right now, as I talk today, you can go up and get 1 to 15 from any usual local stockists online in the US. So that's big news. I've been getting it from the UK for the past couple of years, but now you get in the US, it makes it a lot easier. They're absolutely beautiful paints. The metallics are really nice. The clears, all the paints are beautiful. They spray down really nicely. So yeah, LP9 for sure, the clear coat, my favorite clear coat. I get through boxes of that stuff. Right, so let me put this to the side and talk about some of my purchases I have received. So a couple of things I got. I got some Magic Potion, is it AK Interactive or Abteilung? I think it's AK, isn't it? But anyway, so the Magic Potion for brushes, which smells like that like Ulbas oil, or some kind of like eucalyptus. But when you're like sick, or when you're kids, you put it on your chest, or maybe Vicks Vapor Rub. It smells just like that. So I'm not sure exactly what's inside this stuff, but people go crazy for this. They say it's really good for your brushes. So when you finish painting, just dip it in this for a little bit, and it just makes your brushes look fantastic or great, I guess. It's a Magic Potion for brushes. Seen a few YouTube channels, and a lot more on the Warhammer side, but a lot of people are using the AK Worn Effects and heavy chipping. This is Worn Effects. So, I mean, in the past I've used, well, we used to use the sanding method where I sand back to get weathering, different layers, and also I've used like hairspray. So this is the same principle. So you're going to paint your base color, you're going to spray this on, let it dry, and then you're going to put your overcoat, top coat of paint on top, and then when you brush away with some water on a brush, it's just going to chip it away and give you some Worn Effects. So a lot of people have been using this, so I thought, you know what, I'll get it, give it a shot. So I got that guy too. And then into my airliner kits. So my 737, this is a kit I just showed you, the American Airlines one, the 737-800. It's just a really good size. With these airliners, you can go online, you can buy decals for pretty much any airline or any livery out there. It's so easy to find them. Cheap kits as well, again, not much more than $20 for these. And definitely better than Revell. So it's going to work beautifully, nice plastic, go together really well. You do have windows for these, whereas Revell, I think they're just empty holes. But nevertheless, I still like to fill my holes and just use decals for the windows. That's my personal preference. But 737, you saw a review I put up this brand new 757-200. Another great kit. I just did a review of that earlier this week. Brand new out, brand new release. I'm holding back on this one now. I want to build it right away, but a lot of decals specify for the mini art kit, or which is the older like 7x7. I'm not sure to tell if how similar it is in terms of size and dimensions, if it will work on this kit. So I just want to wait a few more weeks for some more decals to come out, especially for the Zvezda one. I think 26 decals. Ray over there is producing a few decal sets for this kit in particular, the Zvezda one. So I just want to wait. The Iceland Air one looks pretty nice, but I do want to wait and see. I do have a decal set on order, same, the old American Airlines one, same as I'm doing for the 737, but I don't want to do 2 airline kits and back-to-back exact same scheme. It's a lot boring. So I'm going to wait on this one and some more decals come out. Then finally, last kit is an A320. Again, this one's really nice because you can have a dirty configuration, so you can have the flaps down, also a door opens. You have a little cabin interior at the front here. Again, these are really nice size kits, just narrow body ones. You know, doesn't take much space up. And that's the A320. So I got the A320, I got the 737, I got the 757, and then next week I'm gonna receive quite a few more. I got the more of the bigger boys. So I got another 737 coming. 777-300, which I'm going to cut down and make it a 200 series. I'm going to modify it. I've got the 787-9 Dreamliner, like I mentioned. I got the A350-1000 and the 737 Max. I think I got arriving. And again, they're not hugely expensive. Even the 777, which is a massive, you know, it's huge in terms of wingspan in this scale, but it's like $32 or something. It's not massive. When you're talking, you know, $100 for these kind of kits, although it takes a lot more time and plastic. Yeah, these things are great value. So I did that, and then I got a few decals ordered too. I got this. So growing up in England in like the 80s and 90s, great fond memories of going to Spain or Canary Islands on many times, a couple of times a year on many different charter airlines. And those in the UK of my similar age will definitely recognize this classic Monarch scheme. There you go. So this is the Monarch for the A320. So my plan was maybe use that for the kit I just showed you. Although the decals aren't the best, these are laser printed, so they're not. You have to cut them all out. They're not screen printed, and a little bit faded, like the Monarch. See, it's not the best printed, but maybe it's weathering. I don't know. But that just brings back tons of memories of being a child and going to Spain on vacation. So too does this one, the Britannia 737. Again, another charter airline from the UK, no longer around, unfortunately, but they have a beautiful scheme. This actually looked really nice on the 757, I think, but Britannia. And finally, it's a new release out. So this is Titan Airways, which I'm not 100% sure, but I think they basically leased to the RAF, the Royal Air Force, some aircraft, like I think A330. This is the actual A321. It's just being British, it looks very patriotic. I like the scheme. It's brand new out. I just know with these decals, like with any decals, if you see them, buy them, because they're not out forever. And if you don't buy it now and you wait a couple of years, then you're paying crazy money on eBay. So I bought that guy too, just screen printed, sort of like usual individually printed. But I just like the scheme. Airbus A321neo. And that's it. That's what I've been up to. So, usual format I've gone through. Main thing is I want to share with you guys. Finished, done with this guy, and a few other little projects I'm working on. Definitely some civil aviation stuff coming up. What else? So we've got the AH-1Z. We're halfway through the Friday series on that one. That's going to. You've seen it. I think April. If you want to see the finished one, go back to my bench update in April, and you'll see the finished version of that. What it looked like when I'd done it. So I got that one coming up, and then after that, I'm going to switch around a little bit. So I'm going to do the Friday build series vlog. I'm going to do, obviously, finish off the Viper. Then I'm going to switch to 737-800. Then I'm going to do that Harrier 32nd scale I did. Again, if you scroll back a couple of months, you'll see the finished one. And then I'm going to do the Vigan and 72nd scale after that. So Viper, 737, Harrier, Vigan is the order I think we're going to go. And then this guy will just keep going up every other Tuesday until it runs out in October, I think, pretty much, part 14. And that is it. So thank you, as always, for all your support and all the subscribers. We're almost at 2,000 mark, so really appreciate all the feedback. And a year or two ago, who would have known the channel would have been so many views and so many subscribers and stuff. Truly appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. It doesn't cost anything. YouTube has 2 versions. They have join or subscribe. Subscribe basically just lets you just add me basically to your list. And if you see new videos come up, you can see the videos and stuff. Joining is where you pay a small membership fee and you can actually get a few little perks and stuff. Totally forgot the main thing. I can't believe I forgot this. Stickers. So I know people go crazy for stickers. I finally got some stickers on order, about 4x2 inch with logo on, RW Hobbies and a YouTube link. I ordered them about a week ago. They should be here next week. So if you want any stickers, I ordered a limited number. So I had done one for every single subscriber because it would just literally cost me thousands of dollars in shipping, postage to ship these around the world. But I have a limited number of 250. So the only condition is, I say, if you have to be a subscriber. If you haven't done so, please do so. I will check. If you're a subscriber, please shoot me an email with your address to my email address, which is info@rwhobbies.com. info@rwhobbies.com. Just shoot me an email with your address, and next week when I get the stickers, I'll throw one in the mail and I'll send one out to you guys. Again, first come, first serve. I only have 250, which probably lasts quite a while. But if you're watching this video in like 5 years' time or something, I probably won't have any left. But just anyway, if you want a sticker, just shoot me an email and I'm happy to send it to any of my subscribers, free of charge. Doesn't cost you anything. Just as thank you for me to you guys for supporting me and supporting the channel. And that really is it. So I'm gonna go off and have some lunch now, I think, and get this video rendered. And hope you guys have a great rest of the summer. And I'll be back in 3 or 4 weeks' time with another update. In the meantime, have a good one.